Hey, what's up everybody? Video 44 coming at you another video. All right, so I don't know how much validity this holds. I don't know. But I was listening to some guys named Lakers in 5. Salute to them, getting this from them. They were essentially saying that Jarrett Allen could potentially be on the trade block for the Nets. For the Cavs. And maybe they only want to take back like Rui Hachimura for him. So I personally think they would want some trade, some draft picks, draft equity in that trade. And of course they're gonna ask for 2 picks or 1 pick, as to which I'm not doing it. But if it's just for Rui Hachimura, or if we can get something done with 2nd round picks, which is something I'm always open to negotiate about, then I would be happy to bring in Jarrett Allen for Rui. I think that works for us. I like Rui. Don't get it twisted. I'm a fan of Rui Hachimura. But I just think that at the end of the day, Jarrett Allen is probably a more productive piece for the Lakers. Even though I've heard the argument that you don't necessarily want to trade for a guy that's going to cost as much as him, that could potentially be coming off your bench, which is what Jarrett Allen would potentially be. You probably ain't going to start Jarrett Allen next to Anthony Davis in most situations. But I think for the sake of what it is our team is supposed to be going forward, you don't let that be a reason you don't improve your situation in that regard. Now, I think that you're still far away from being a team that's a champion, right? But I do think it makes you marginally better to where it's probably worth doing. I like Rui for our team going forward, but I just think he's a bit of a tweener as it pertains to, I can't play him at the 3, or at least people think they can't play him at the 3. You're going to have to forego a lot of foot speed defensively. He's an efficient shooter, can help me on the weak side defensively, so I like what he brings to the table. Very strong body, still developing, so I think he gets better from here. So it's not like I'm just down on Rui, but I just think that there's something to be said for having too many power forwards and not enough other stuff, to where if I can maybe move on from one of those power forwards, maybe I can bring myself some of that other stuff that I need, because I don't really need another power forward. It's a luxury to have a bunch of guys who can do what Bron does. Just in case Bron goes down, you have enough to make up for him. But I still got Vando. Anthony plays the 4. Bron plays the 4. In certain situations, as Dalton Knecht gets stronger, he can probably put you in some nice positions to play the 4. So it's like Christian Wood, if we don't move him, he could play the 4. So it's like, do I want to keep Rui? Yes. In most situations, it'd be fine to keep Rui. But do I see the fruit in getting a player like Jarrett Allen over Rui? Yeah, I see that for this unit, yeah. Maybe for future units, maybe not. But for this unit, I do. Jarrett Allen's a guy who's made an all-star team, elite shot blocker, pretty solid dude from the line at the center position, which is a luxury in some cases. Somebody who fits next to centers. We've seen him do that with what's his name, Mobley, for the last several years. So he fits next to Anthony Davis in that same vein. So it wouldn't be a stretch for him to try to adjust into that situation, if you do want to play them together. And so that's ultimately what it is. I do think you forego some spacing though, because Rui is definitely somebody who can space the floor, potentially a very high efficiency scorer. If he returns back to who he was against the Denver Nuggets 2 years ago, you may question if this is actually the move to make. But for a team that's probably desperate to make moves, I think it makes some sense to see that, if the price tag looks good to us and we don't have to give up any first, it's something that probably can be done that'll make all of the Laker fans happy in the short term, and not be something that hurts you long term at all. If anything, you do feel like you upgraded and got a better player, which is why I think it's probably going to cost you some draft picks to do it. And I don't think a lot of people are thinking draft picks hold a lot of value, and they do in my mind a whole lot, as we talk about consistently. So I didn't hear Lakers in 5 mention anything about draft picks, but I also can't see the Cleveland Cavaliers moving on from Allen without it. I can totally see them saying, well, it's just going to cost you 2 picks. As to which I'm going to give them 2 clicks. That's me hanging up on the phone twice to make sure they ain't on the line no more. You see what I'm saying? Not happening. So that's pretty much my take on that. I would love to bring him in if it don't cost me first rounders, and if it only costs me Rui, that's a head up trade, player for player trade that I think I can get with. I understand that the Cleveland Cavaliers did have their eyes on a guy like Tyler Smith in the draft. They passed on him, but the point was that they could use that piece. They just picked up Jalen Tyson instead. I like Jalen Tyson for them. Bringing in Rui Hachimura, I think he'd fit really nicely in Cleveland, but, you know, do all the things that he does for us, probably at a more higher usage. So I think that would be a good situation for Rui to continue playing and winning basketball. Probably maybe even win more games with Cleveland, to be honest with you, the way things are going. But I think it's a good chance we're happy with that trade. I think it's a chance Cleveland's happy with that trade. I really do. So we'll see. We'll see if the Lakers are able to try to find a way to get that deal without giving up any first rounders. And if they are, I think we'll be all right. I think that'll be something we'll be very happy with. So, yeah, man, not worried about not being able to start the player that you give that much up for. I don't care about that. As long as you have that center in place that can block some shots and do the things that Anthony Davis does and complement Davis at the same time, I think you got what you need. BO44, thank you for watching.